Here are some of the craziest parkour spots that still work in Year 10 Season 1. This video only contains a small amount of the working parkour spots at the moment, so make sure to drop a like if you want to see more. For this first spot, we're going to be getting on top of this shelf to get crazy lines of sight into piano and onto the office breach. Now to get up here, you're going to need a friend to play mirror. Now a lot of these spots require 2 people, so make sure to send this video to your friends so they can help you get in these crazy spots. Now as mirror, run over to this shelf and line up with the right side of this wooden beam right here. Now look at the top left corner of the shelf and pull out your mirror. With mirror in position, here comes the techie bit. You simply want to throw a Kiba right above this spike on this top shelf here. You can use the trajectory system to find the placement for this. Now when you throw it, it's going to bounce onto the mirror, and it should extend the entire way across the mirror. But mirror's drop isn't done yet, so keep your teammate there. Now you want to place a Kiba in the bottom corner of this shelf like I do. Now line up with this edge and simply walk right until you see a vault. Now you're going to take this vault, and you should get another vault up onto the top of the bookshelf. And now you can build a little fort up here in this crazy spot. Now coming to the basement of Shelly, we got another crazy spot getting on top of this shelf right here. The attackers never expect you to be up here, so you can easily get free kills on them. And since you're so high up, it creates a bunch of natural one-ways to give you an advantage in all your gunfights. Credit, of course, to a gaming gamer and Plo who found this spot. First, what you want to do is you want to shoot out these 2 barrels. And now you need your friend to go any up with the shield. They just need to go into this corner here, look north, and walk out while holding the place key. And once your shield is placed, all you need to do is simply sit right in this corner to vault extend this ledge for your teammate. Now you should find a frame vault onto this edge here. Now you want to throw your Kiba on the bottom right side of the metal thing here, like this. There's a few different variations of this vault, but first things first, you want to make sure you walk forward a little bit, and then you want to crouch. If you're not crouched, you won't find the vault. Now you can easily take this vault and get up here, but you have no cover up here at the moment. So go prone and lean out over this edge, and you can throw a Kiba and peek back in, and now you have cover, and so you can easily contest the wine door. Now moving on to Nighthaven, here's the new way to get onto this electrical box. It's nearly been a year since there was an easy way to get up here, and it's definitely one of the best spots on Nighthaven. You can easily deny anyone walking through connector, because they're not going to expect someone to be up here. And there are boxes up here that you can prone behind so that when they drone, they won't spot you. And if they try and come in this window, you can easily take them out. First, pick a zombie and come into electrical. Now you want to shoot the center of this TV twice. Make sure not to shoot the TV frame at all though. Now you need your friend to come play mirror. Now as mirror, come into electrical and line up with this line right here. Now once you're lined up with that, on the left of this pillar, there's a line in the floor. Follow that line until you reach this dot on this mat right here. And now pull out your mirror. You just want to stay here until a zombie gets up. With mirror in position, you just want to pull your Kiba and look in this corner. Move to the left until it gives you a Kiba placement, and just throw that Kiba. It should bounce up on top of the mirror and extend fully across the mirror like this. Now for your second Kiba, just come over to this grate, go up by 1, and move it over to the edge, and just throw that Kiba. Now here's the tricky part. You should be able to find a vault looking at a slight angle onto the Kiba. When you take this vault, you need to look south and walk forward, just like this. Now you might go into a little fall, you just tap forward, and you'll land up here. Now if you look around, there'll be a pixel vault up onto here, and now you're up. The next spot in Nighthaven's actually an attacker spot, and it can be used to get some free kills on the upstairs site. Now this crazy spot is one of the few attacker parkour spots in the game, and it gets some pretty crazy angles into the upstairs site. You can see defenders by the IT doorway or by the rafters doorway. You can also see through the rafters head holes to kill any of the defenders playing there, as well as peek the CC door. You need to play ace for this, however. What you need to do is throw 2 ace charges here and here. Then you want to come to this wall, and right where these 2 lines meet, you want to shoot a bullet. And right at the edge of the bullet, you just want to look there and then push into this corner. Then just stand up. Now you just want to move backwards into the right while holding your vault key. Now this may take a few tries, and sometimes you'll need to move your crosshair around a bit, so you can move it to the left or you can move it to the right. Just like that, you can get up here. However, currently you can't see over this wall. So what you need to do is look towards this edge at a slight angle and move forward until it half drops you. Then you can stand up and peek over the wall. This next one is on kitchen on Skyscraper, getting on top of this fridge and this rack right here. First, you want to come into kitchen. Then you want to vault on this counter and punch this box. Now come sit in this corner here, and you want to throw a Kiba on this mark on this shelf right here. Just like this. Now have one of your randoms or a friend hop on this table and just sit in this corner. Now with your teammate in place, come to the right side of the counter and look at the Kiba, and you should see a vault like about here. And when you take that, you'll be vaulted up onto the shelf. Now from here, you have 2 options. First, you want to shoot out these pieces of wood. If you have impacts, you can make it go faster. Now you can vault over here onto this cabinet and shelf. This is a pretty good spot, but if you want to go up here, you gotta go back down and hop back on the counter. Now your teammate has to move back a little bit. You can prone under back to this spot. You can't vault up here, otherwise it'll break the Kiba. Now make sure your teammate goes back into this corner, and now you can do the same steps again. Now to get up here, what you want to do is you want to stand up and just sprint up onto this. Now you have to crouch and walk all the way over here. Actually, you can get pushed up. And you can go prone and come back here, and you can re-crouch. And now that you're pushed up, you can just walk up here. This next spot is getting on top of these crates in warehouse where you can build a crazy Kiba fort. And I know you're all thinking it. Can I drop down here by this boat? But unfortunately, you can't. Right now, I'm holding forward. There's a big invisible barrier here that stops you from going there. You can actually look through this metal thing on the roof. Obviously, your body's exposed. That's why you're playing a zombie, though. By putting Kibas at the bottom here, you can get angles over this while keeping your body safe. Getting up there is super simple. All you need to do is either put one Kiba in the top right of this metal pallet, or bring a deployable shield, walk into this red box, then walk back a little bit, and now just walk to the left while placing down your shields. Now, with either the Kiba or the deployable shield in place, get one of your randoms or a friend to come sit in this corner. Now, you want to make sure they're in the middle of the box. Now, if you come up to this Kiba and look at it from angle, there should be some frame vault. Now, once you take this vault, you need to look east and vault again. Just like this. Vault the first time, and then vault the second time. But to get across to this side, you need to come prone on this box, crouch, and then you can walk on the railing and come over here. And now you're up here. Next up is this crazy spot in church where you can watch the entire site from up here. This is one of the craziest spots on Clubhouse, found by Plo and a gaming gamer. This spot gives you insane angles into all of church, and will easily deny these default plants. And you can make holes here to get an angle into bot main that the attackers will never expect. You can also get onto the other shelf. Simply walk onto this smaller shelf, and you can glide across. Make sure not to go too fast, though. And if you open up this wall, you can get an angle into blue, so easily fry the attackers coming from oil pit. Before I show you how to get up there, make sure to subscribe if you want to see more of these parkour spots. Now, the first step is to get one of your randoms or a friend to bring a deployable shield. Then with the deployable shield out, walk into this cabinet, look west, and walk to your left while holding down the place. And then just go crouch right here, next to the deployable shield. Now as a zombie, you should find a vault just onto these bottles. Then if you just sprint your way up, you can get on top of these bottles. And then you can walk onto the taller side of bottles. But you won't be able to prone here. So you need to walk out and walk back in. And now you'll be able to prone. Once you're able to prone here, shoot out this barrel. Then shoot out this glass. Now the second shelf from the top, right in the middle, just throw a Kiba. Now back up until your crosshairs on the edge of these bottles. Then you just want to look at the corner of this cabinet, and you want to walk forward and to the right at the same time while spamming vault. Just like this. Now this vault is sometimes hard to hit, but if you try it a few times, you should be able to get it. This is probably my favorite spot on Cafe. This is a solo spot that only requires one Kiba and is super easy to do, and gives you some crazy broken angles onto the freezer door, and onto the bakery breach, prep, and the red holes. And by building a fort up here, you get some crazy one-ways on all the points the attackers will contest. It's super simple to get up there. First, come into kitchen, and then you want to place your one Kiba right on the end of this overhang here, like I do. Then vault up onto this table, and slowly move along to the half wall. Then line up with the front of this box right here. Now look about here, and what you want to do is you want to sprint straight, and then slowly turn to the right, because this vault will be different every time depending on the way the Kiba formed. Now it may take a few tries to get up here, but once you're up here, break these pots so you can walk freely around. And now you can leave this Kiba here, because you can build off of it to give yourself some more cover from the bakery breach. Make sure there are Kiba on the end here. This one's super important, because if you have the red head holes, they can easily shoot you from there. Now moving over to bank, here's this crazy spot in janitor where you can get on top of this shelf and see over all these walls. You can get into this spot as any operator, which means you can play up here as vigil so they can't even drone you. And this spot gives you a crazy advantage on people pushing down the janitor hallway. If you go in the middle of this shelf, you can uncrouch and peek over these walls into CEO and into meeting, which also lets you see the top of the spiral staircase. The first thing you're going to need is a friend to play a zombie. Next, come into janitor and pull out a Kiba, and just throw one at the bottom of this table. Now, you just want to crouch next to this file. Now, as vigil, you just want to look at the corner of this table and move to the left until you have a vault onto it. Then just fold forward, and you'll get pushed up onto this table. After you get up here, you just want to line up with this file right here. Then, you want to look right here. Now, while looking right here, what you want to do is you just want to move right and spam your vault key. Now, as soon as you see visuals start to move, you just want to throw a Kiba right here like you see me do. And just like that, you'll get pushed up here. And for this final spot, here's a way to get on top of these shelves in lobby and get on top of this lobby ledge. Now, have a friend bring a zombie and come to ATMs. Place a Kiba right in the middle of this bottom shelf. And now you get a bugged vault into one of these lockers. Now, pull out a Kiba and find this top right corner of the shelf, and move down to the right a little and throw your Kiba. This will let you vault out of the front of this box. Now, take the leftmost vault, and if you get vaulted over the end of the shelf, then your Kiba's correct. Now vault into the box and find the leftmost vault. Now, as a zombie, wait for your teammate to vault through and throw a Kiba on the top left of this cabinet. This will cause a vault cancel and land you up on the shelf. Now you can just wrap around onto this box and look into their spawn. But wait, you cannot vault up onto this ledge. If you try and vault the ledge, it will vault you over and you'll fall down. So instead, you need a zombie to throw this Kiba right here. This will let you vault up onto this final ledge. And if you managed to do all that without the attacker shooting you, well done. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see more videos of all these tricks. And if you want to see a video dedicated to solo spots only, or videos that show less crazy but still cool spots.